So lads, today we are going to be talking a little bit about Bryce James and how Bryce James is getting on in high school, whether or not Bryce James is going to be a D1 player, and just in general when it comes to Bryce James, what kind of the peak is for him, honestly. But we got to first of all just look at his... first, just look at his build, look at what height he is, look at his position and everything, and how good the Sierra Canyon team is. And look, his Sierra Canyon team is pretty decent. I will say when it comes to Sierra Canyon, it's not like the college has produced any, or not any, that many, ultra NBA All-Stars in recent years. None of those kids on the team with Bronny were that great. But, we got to look at his senior season compared to Bronny's. Bronny in his senior year in Sierra Canyon had, he was averaging about 15 points per game, and he was a number one, number two option. He was one of the better players on that team. No question about that. And look, if all was right, Bronny should have been, there's no reason for him to have been a top 25 recruit. Bronny's probably a 3-star. I'll give Bronny 3-star. And look, that's not saying that's a bad thing. 3-star recruits are unbelievable players. But Bryce James, as of right now, is averaging 6 points per game. He is averaging 6 points per game for Sierra Canyon, after averaging in single digits in the summer. And it's just one of those situations where, obviously, look, I've made videos talking about this before, but I think it's so unfair on Bryce James. I think this whole thing is so unfair for Bryce James. And it's I don't know what happened last night with LeBron when LeBron showed up, but probably wouldn't surprise me that much if Bryce James is starting. But he doesn't look like an athlete. He doesn't, he's 6'4", and he moves clunky. He's obviously, look, he can play. Bryce can play basketball. And I mean that, if you think I'm saying Bryce can't play basketball, that's completely wrong. But, obviously, they will show every single highlight. I'm telling you, this is a 36-second highlight video. There is more time shown for freaking LeBron walking and high fives than there is actual game footage. But, LeBron, look, if Bryce James was a D2 guy, which is probably about the level he's at, he's actually pretty okay. Maybe he's a D2 guy. Because he's 6'4". He's 6'4", and he doesn't run well. Just mechanically, he doesn't really have much of a handle. Doesn't really run well. And cool, he can dunk. But he wasn't even quick enough to burn this dude. Maybe this dude's locked down, but I don't know. I'm watching him and I'm this is the only real high school footage you're seeing of him. If he was 6'10", we would be having a different story. But he's 6'4". He's 6'4", and he's not an explosive athlete. Bronny is an explosive athlete. It's just, I saw this and I'm it does not, you cannot watch this dude play and not even see D1, he's not even Arizona, D1 in general. He scored 6 points in a game. They won by 30. He's averaging 6 points off the bench. And again, not only that, is he doesn't move fluidly. He moves like a center. He genuinely, the kid moves like a center. And the problem is he is 6'4". He is the height of a point guard, and he moves like a center and can't shoot. I get it. He hit a couple of 3-point shots on Kai Cenat's live stream. People are he can shoot. I'm sorry. There's footage of me online making 15 in a row. I wasn't that good a shooter. And I wasn't a good shooter in the freaking Irish League. I wasn't a good shooter. You can do that when it's in a game. You've now got people saying, watching this footage, saying, is Bryce James a one and done NBA prospect? Man, I'm sorry. If his name was not Bryce James and you saw this play right here, you would be like, how long has this kid been playing basketball? Like, his dribbling is like close to him. Like, he dribbles like someone who's uncomfortable dribbling. He's uncomfortable dribbling the basketball. Someone said LeBron's going to find him a contract. If he grows 2 or 4 more inches, he'll be better than LeBron. Nope, he has the size and will probably grow some more. He stopped growing 2 years ago. Like, Bryce James hasn't grown in 2 years. He's done growing. He's absolutely, like, if anything, he might get the 6'5". But, like, when he was listed at 6'6", he's now, according to the listings, he shrunk 2 inches in the last 2 years, by the way. He has shrunk 2 inches according to listings. Like, everybody's talking about how Bryce is averaging all these points. And the amount of people I've heard talking about Bryce and all the points Bryce is getting. It's Bryce Cofield! Bryce Cofield is one of Sierra Canyon's best players. And Bryce Cofield, I want to see, where is Bryce Cofield going? Where is he going to college? Because Bryce Cofield is the best, he's the better Bryce. I'll turn my ad blocker off. But like, Bryce Cofield is the better Bryce for Sierra Canyon by 100 miles, by the way. He's bigger, he's faster, he's more athletic, he's stronger. He's just better at basketball. And Bryce Cofield is a 3-star recruit who has no D1 offers. He has no D1 offers. Again, look, he's ranked 200 in the nation. Obviously, as time goes on, what class? Oh my God, he's in the class of 2025. The Bryce Cofield, the actual Bryce that people are quoting stats for Bryce James. People are like, oh, Bryce is having scoring 20. No, it's been Bryce Cofield. Everyone's saying, no, Bryce James starts. No, it's Bryce Cofield. He currently has no offer, he has one offer. He has one D1 offer to Southern Utah. But Bryce James, who looks uncomfortable dribbling the ball, is shorter, less athletic, worse at everything in basketball than Bryce Cofield, suddenly is, has gone to Arizona. He's gone to Arizona. I'm just in shock, and by the way, Bryce Cofield is a hooper. He is a baller. Let's not take away from him. And Bryce James can play basketball. That is not a knock on Bryce James. He can play the sport of basketball. But he is a D2 guy. Maybe D3 guy. If we're being honest here. He is a D2, D3 guy. And not only is he, if he went mid-major, it would be a push. He is going to Arizona. Every clip I see of Bryce James, there's a reason why there's no footage of Bryce James, by the way. There's a reason why there's no mixtapes of Bryce James. Because you see what happened yesterday in the game, where he actually doesn't look comfortable dribbling the basketball. And this is coming up, this is the game they won by 30, he looks uncomfortable dribbling the ball, and scores 6 points. And this is with LeBron courtside. LeBron there, so you better believe Bryce James was getting more minutes than normal. He is just... this is not a knock on Bryce James, by the way. He seems like a good kid, can actually play a bit of basketball. This is a knock on LeBron James, and this is a knock on LeBron James. And even if LeBron James didn't get him the Arizona offer, this is a knock on LeBron James for not just going to him and being like, look, you are not good enough. Because there is, not only is he not good enough for Arizona, Bryce James is not good enough to play Division 1 basketball. Not even mid-major. He is not good enough to play Division 1 basketball. Maybe if he grows 6 inches. He is a 4 to 6 inch growth spurt away from being a D1 guy. Not an NBA guy. He is a 4 to 6 inch growth spurt away from being a D1 guy. And again, I hate having to say this because it's not him. The problem is the people that, because of his surname, are pretending that he's something he's not. Because he seems like a good kid, he's a decent basketball player, but he is a D2, D3 guy. He's better than me at basketball. Had I been American, obviously in Ireland, went to college here, but I would have been a D3 rotation player. That is the peak of my powers. Bryce James is better than me. But at the same time, I'm sorry, Arizona? Going to Duquesne. Duquesne would have been a step too high. But those guys are absolute ballers. When I was 18, I played I could play maybe 6 or 7 minutes when Duquesne came over to Ireland to play my team. And I'm I got cooked. I got absolutely cooked. And I'm oh dear Lord, these guys are good. But That's, if he'd gone to Duquesne, maybe by year 4 he could have been a player. But Arizona, this is a team that's going to be looking to make deep tournament runs, and he is a literal D3 guy. He is a Nepo baby on this team. Why couldn't he have just done what Michael Jordan's kids did and, played where they were, the level they were at? Like, I don't think Bryce James is going to play a meaningful minute of college basketball in 4 years, and that's on LeBron. That's not on him. I'm sorry, if these colleges are recruiting you, you're probably going to say, yeah. Either way, though, I'll see you guys.